Hey everybody, this is Brent back with ya. Another edition of Near Mint Musings on a beautiful, gorgeous Monday afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. Hey, this is quite an impromptu video, not gonna lie, so it shouldn't be too long, but I just really felt compelled, yes, compelled, to share my appreciation for Trevor Bauer. Now, if you would have let's rewind, shall we? Back a year ago, I wouldn't have made this video. Not because I disliked him, but I didn't really like him. He's a polarizing dude. And, whether you're, hyper-focused on his throwing the ball over center field in Kansas City after being taken out of the game. Hey, you know what the optics are? He's a brat. I get it. I was on that train. And, if you want to go back to the World Series with Cleveland where he couldn't pitch because he cut his hand playing with the drone before the game. Yeah, maybe not the best decision, but, I'll take my dad hat off and, it is what it is. But fast forward to 2020, and I can firmly and accurately say, at least in my opinion, that he is my MVP of the 2020 season. And not just because I think he's going to win the National League Cy Young Award. He should, for an amazing year. His win-loss record does not show that, but his every other stat is just off the charts. If it's not Bieber, it's him for pretty much every category in baseball. ERA, WHIP, strikeouts, you name it. He's just been amazing on the field. He's fun to watch. I had MLB TV this year and watched a ton of Reds games, watched his outings. I just really love the style of his pitching. And he is a free agent, and he is probably going to be the number one pitching target, at least in this offseason. If I was a betting man right now, he's a SoCal guy, went to UCLA, right? Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if the Angels went after him. I don't know if the Dodgers can afford him, or you could have the Padres. You saw what they did before they went into the playoffs, the moves they made. They could make a stab at him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in California, West Coast. That's just my guess. Regardless of where he ends up, he's got a fan in me. But really what I want to focus on, and while I'm talking about this, I'll show some of the cards just randomly. I have a few of his cards. I picked them up off and on during the year. Not expensive. I mean, behind you got some graded rookie refractor autos that's really at the time, going into the season, really didn't command a high value. It might be a little different now just based on his popularity and his performance on the field. But Bowman rookie. I want to talk about his ventures, his MVP status off the field. He is, again, in my opinion, become one of the true ambassadors of the game. He is obviously outspoken. He's very opinionated. He's not afraid to speak his mind, whether that's, the way that the game is being handled or conversely not handled, the way that the game is poorly marketed to the younger generation, which I agree with. If you compare it to the NFL and to the NBA, I think baseball could do a much better job. And this is coming from a 48-year-old, so take it for what it is worth. But I am firmly entrenched in the let Tatis flip a bat. I am all about that. I think Tatis, really quick, I think he has the potential for being the face of the league that they have so desperately needed. And Trevor Bauer would agree with that. He has spoken about that in one of his videos, which brings me to his YouTube channel. He has a company, a brand called Momentum, where he has been doing for I think 24 episodes. The last episode aired yesterday. He has done inside the COVID season with the Reds. And he's taken a camera and just basically shown what it's been like to be a baseball player in 2020. And very candid, very behind the scenes, showing kind of the inner workings of how games work before, during, and after. interspersed with his feelings and opinions on where the league's at and what's been happening around the league. If it wasn't, for Joe Kelly being suspended, it's his continued disdain for the Houston Astros, to not being able to wear branded cleats. There's a lot of things. He speaks his mind. He speaks it freely. I don't agree with 100% of what he says, but what I do agree with is that he has been a breath of fresh air in a otherwise stormy and very uncertain season, not just for baseball, but for me personally, life in general. He's been really fun to watch. It's really cool. This is a black and white. This is the Jackie Robinson version of the Gypsy Queen on card auto. Thought that was really cool. A little black and white action there. What was I saying? Oh, he's just been, I look forward to his videos every week. He usually does 1 or 2 a week. This year's Allen Ginter. And it's just been a breath of fresh air, and I think it's something that the league desperately needs. And whether they're able to accept that, when I say they, probably really more just Manfred, the commish, than anybody. They don't really see eye to eye. But I totally recommend that you check out his channel, Momentum. And he has these videos of the COVID season behind the scenes. He also filmed a series of dinner conversations called Bauer Bites, where he sits down with other current and former Major League Baseball players. And then sometimes he'll bring in, a football player or a music guy. His last episode, he brought in Eric Gagne, former crazy reliever for the Dodgers, and the director of Bull Durham. Just really fun sit-down conversations, and I really appreciate his candidness and transparency. Last Cardo Show is a Tops Now that I got. This was when he set the Reds K record in 2 consecutive games, and yeah, that's really cool. So I want to thank Trevor Bauer for a entertaining 2020. I know they got bounced quickly out of the playoffs, a lot like my Twins, but not for Bauer pitching his heart out. He had maybe one of the best games you could possibly pitch and not get a win. He went 7+ innings, struck out 12, had 2 hits, no walks, complete domination. And unfortunately, Cincinnati's bats went completely silent. So there you have it. I will leave a link to his Momentum channel down below, and then maybe here on the screen as well. And definitely highly recommend you check out his stuff. A lot of content, a lot of cool stuff. And I challenge you, if you're not a big fan of Trevor Bauer or you've had misgivings of him in the past, go in with an open mind. Check it out. I think you'll leave at least grateful and thankful for his willingness to really promote. He promotes his brand. He's not going to lie. He's very outspoken about his brand, but he's also very outspoken about promoting the brand of baseball, of Major League Baseball. So tip of the hat to Trevor for a fun 2020. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.